Hello everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise and this is our weekly reading to look into all things Trump related. See what comes through. But anyway, I'm going to cover the week of November 20th through 26th and want to wish you a very, very happy Indigenous Peoples Day or Thanksgiving, however you celebrate it. Meanwhile, sending you lots of love. But hold on, let me switch out cameras and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the cards allowed for reversals. I just need to put the energy into put the week into the cards. That's my intention for the week. But also I want to add in, anything that wants to come through in relationship with the new special counsel we have, Jack Smith. Man, I think Merrick Garland did a good thing, actually. Put a stopgap in there so that nothing can go wrong, because it's not going to slow anything down, at least from what I understood, is that it's that this guy he can only be removed for misconduct, and that's not going to happen. And man, the guy, if you look up his credentials, I found it a lot on NPR. And I always read Heather Cox Richardson's Letters from an American that she sends out every night. You can get on her free email list. But anyway, the dude he has overseen and he has taken out people that were involved in war crimes, militia, things like that, crimes against humanity, genocide. And he also was head of the DOJ's public integrity something or other. And so I'm thinking that this guy knows everything that's been going on in the world. So who better to bring in or bring down a mobbed up money launderer like Trump, right? So anyway, I'll talk you through the spread. And let's look at the tarot first. And then I also want to look at Trump's health, and I have a different deck for that all ready to go. And then I'm going to use the Kipper to look at his legal situations, of course. But whatever comes through in the tarot will probably be in alignment there. But this one I want to focus mostly in on his week plus the future with this special counsel, Jack Smith. Okay, here we go. Hold on one second. Okay, I hate coughing on camera. This is not fair to you guys. All right, so the forces in motion for Donald John Trump. Yep. His greatest challenge. Wow, 2 knights there. Interesting. Okay, so I think I'll switch it up a little. Instead of his plans and actions, I think I'll just look at, let's do it this way. Let's look at the effect that the new special counsel will have, the effect that Jack Smith will have on his life. Let's do that. So I'll do 4 cards for that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I'm going to do, I'll get these in frame in a second, 2 up here for the karma that's hanging over him, which is broader than the week. Okay, and then let's look, oh my goodness, wow. Then let's look at, I'll do 4 cards over here for his future. Just bottom line future. Here we go. 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Oh, and I also want to take the 2 off the bottom. So there we go. Make some room here. So there's the 4. These 2 go right up here. So this side over here is what's his name? Jack Smith. Such a simple name, I should be able to easily remember it. The forces in motion are really important because it pretty much is, you know, everything that's going on or that's controlling the whole 9 yards. Okay, so the cards go like this. A lot of reversals. Ooh, okay. Whoa. Wow. All right, I'll talk you through it as we go. So here with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, he's going nowhere fast. he's basically, when the Knight of Pentacles, even upright, it's, you know, things move very slowly. But in the reversed position, you know, he's just not effective. He's not trustworthy. It has to do with somebody who's stuck, who's been very, very, very irresponsible. It's one of my, you know, in like family and relationship readings, it's one of my like deadbeat dad, you know, cards. But so he's been really irresponsible. Even the GOP, you know, this is the thing. Even though he's announced that he's running, and because he was a previous POTUS, not really elected, but, you know, he's so-called served. I wouldn't really call that serving. He was put there by Putin. This is my Russia card in the tarot. So, yeah, Russian oligarchs, greedy Russian oligarchs, his karma with them, they've had it with him. Yeah. Okay, so, but anyway, with the GOP, he doesn't have to be nominated by them, by their party. He can run anyway, right? But he doesn't get to skip that nomination process that has to happen with every state. You know, with their state primaries and caucuses, they have to vote. It's like the electorate takes a vote on that. So, so yeah. So that doesn't, just because he announces he's running doesn't mean that he's in, is what I'm trying to say, because of the state laws. So his biggest challenge is to actually get going and have some confidence, you know, some fast forward movement with the Knight of Wands. In the challenge position, we would read it as a reversal, right? So that brings in his arrogance. It's basically his abusive arrogance, and maybe, you know, some more addictions that pull him down. It could be that one of his biggest challenges is the fact that he's addicted to many substances, as well as, I've always felt that he's a drinker, and he's also addicted to attention. You know, the big fat show off, the toddler that never got his real needs met, and that's still just, ugh. So over here, when it comes to Special Counsel Smith, at first I think there's a bit of a stalemate going on, just a little bit. Now he's going to make some decisions that are very intuitive, but the guy just had to have knee surgery, so I don't know that he's going to be like jumping on it right away. It may be, we could have a little bit of a delay there with the Two of Swords, but also this is my card for having to face fears. This is my card for being literally at a crossroads. And with the Ace of Swords reversed, I think that his lies will be exposed. I think that his all his bad decisions will be exposed by this guy. I mean, we already know them, but they will publicly be. I'm feeling like public humiliation going on here, and how we see, how just like crazy thinking. He doesn't. His dementia and early stages of Alzheimer's are very apparent to anybody with a brain, right? But we do have these QAnon nutballs that think, nut jobs, wackos that think he's saying something, secret, giving away secret codes about JFK and JFK Jr. And something about things that didn't happen. What was he saying in his hour-long rambling speech where he basically kept everybody from leaving? They were literally held hostage. They couldn't leave until he left the room. So it turns out that a bunch of them just lined up at the exits. Couldn't wait to get out of there because he was just talking garbage. His brain is gone, basically. And this guy's going to expose this. I also feel like the effect this guy's going to have on him is that he can't get out from under his lies. If we go with just the images, the sword in the crown, right? Down in the ground, kept him down in the ground, and his brain is gone. So I think he will expose his lies, his criminality, his lack of even having a rational thought, and all of his, dishonesty, most of all. Bad decisions and dishonesty is what we have here. So with the Page of Pentacles here, where's my chopstick? Here we go. With the Page of Pentacles here, reversed. Oh my God, this is bad news. This is he's gonna prove that he was a major problem and a big part of the January 6th insurrection. He's going to prove that he wouldn't literally hand over. He refused to hand over a peaceful transfer of power. And that is a crime. That's a treasonous crime. And this guy is the king of, Jack Smith is the king of prosecuting treasonous, government officials. He's been known for getting the guys that bribe. He's been known for getting the guys that are involved in election crimes. So, and then the Three of Swords, that's apparent. He's probably going to, his effect on him is he's going to be like, oh no, right in the heart. We're talking unhappiness, rejection, heartbreak, major betrayal, major loss. And the karma, the long-term karma that's been hanging over Trump, the Four of Pentacles is all about greed. It's all about the need for healthy boundaries, but it's also about greed. And we know that he's only running again. I don't know that he even plans on being president again. Well, I mean, he's in his demented brain, he's thinking that partly he's thinking that it'll be another one of those, you can't indict a sitting president. But so that's just one little part of it. But the other part is that he needs to grift. He's been involved in, I believe, long-term money laundering through his organizations, through Trump organization, through his resorts for years and years and years. They've just been a means for him to, get the brand name percentages from, the selling those things, but then also for as a means to grift. I mean, just look at what was it, $10,000 a day. Or I should say a night, $10,000 per night that he charged dignitaries, foreign dignitaries that came to visit the Trump Hotel in Washington. So they would come, have to stay to get some time with him to try and get on his good side, and he would charge them $10,000 a night. Why wasn't the emoluments clause? Why wasn't he, what allowed that to continue to, go on for so long? Well, it was Jeffrey Sessions and then Bill Barr. So those dudes have major karma too. But anyway, this is Trump's greedy karma with Russia and Russian oligarchs. This is my Mother Russia card in the tarot. Okay, so moving over here, his future. Normally in a personal reading, if the devil comes through reversed, I can often feel like, and I know I'm skipping these two, but I'll get there, because I know you're all looking at this. Often I'll feel like, oh, you've been working to be free from the addictions or greed or the cheating or the abuse or being stuck in blindness. But, there's like some kind of recovery from that or some release where you're free and you get to, you have your power back. But I don't feel like this is the case with him. I feel like, because sometimes when this card comes through reversed, it's fatal. It's also, in the reversal, it's also divorce. Now, I don't think that Melania would divorce him because I think she's got some kind of a prenup. So I'm going to let go of that and all the other meanings and stick with the fatal, fated and fatal. And we have the death card here. And we have heart problems here. Wow. With the Ace of Wands reversed, this is bad news. This is, missed opportunities. This is, both of these are actually even rejection. But this is especially being rejected by, people that he previously could have had some attention from. It's like a big stick going, nope, no more. And with the King of Cups reversed, now usually this is my Biden card in the upright position, but in this situation, I feel like he's going to be held down. His energy will be held down in a very fated and fatal way. And I think it's a health issue. And I feel like it has to do because of the fact that he's been so manipulative and so abusive. And, he's just been this very big cheater, a big cheater. So, and part of this, anybody could look at these images and think, well, I bet you it's because part of this in his future is that he's going to be coming after Biden with a big stick, because that's what the Republican Party's planning on doing. We all know that. And Hunter Biden and all of that. But I don't see any success here because we have the death card. The death card is all about big change and transitions and endings. Right? So it's ending. He has a fatal ending. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the World card. Now this can be on the world stage. And then we also have the Four of Wands, so reversed. So with the Four of Wands reversed, oh my goodness, this is cancellations, arguments, problems at home, with Melania, of course. And with this family. I mean, even Ivanka said she's getting out of politics. Don Jr.'s been kind of quiet, I think. He's probably on a big drug binge, like he does. But yeah. So arguments at home, arguments with the family. No one wants to, unless they're just as lame as he is. My sense is that his family uses him just like he's always used everyone, and that's his, his karma. But other times, this card can just mean that you're not welcome here anymore. And we have the world. The world is saying, we're sick of you, dude. We're sick of you. Wow. Okay, So let's do a quick read on his health, and then I'll move on to the Kipper and see what the Kipper has to offer us as far as, let me put these over here. See what the Kipper has to offer us as far as legal issues. Okay, his health. Last time I was focusing in on his health, or just on him, I got really dizzy. I was reading with Danny Shea, and every time I would shuffle the cards to read on Trump, I got dizzy, dizzy, dizzy. So, okay. And I've already allowed for reversals with this deck. And it's a weird deck. It's like black and white. When I get to the, when you turn the cards over, you'll see. So I'll probably have to hold up and show you that, hold them up to the camera to show you the images. Okay. Donald John Trump's health. And I'll do past, present, and future with this spread. Okay, so the current forces in motion. Wheel of Fortune. Is this reversed or straight up? It's reversed. Whoa, this is liver issues. Well, yeah. You can't keep taking in so much crap all your life. Wow. Okay, his biggest challenge with his health. Two of Pentacles, yeah, he can't keep, and it's reversed. So he can't keep things balanced. He's just completely out of balance all the time. This is, I would think, would have a lot to do with his, so he's struggling. And on the muscular levels, what do you call fascia? Everything that holds your bones together. Yeah, wow. So he's like struggling to hold it together. He's just totally out of balance. Because it's like he can't commit to any type of a healthy diet regimen of any type. The only exercise he gets is golfing, but then he's got that golf cart, right? If he gets out of breath, he just uses that. Okay, so the past, here and here. The present, what is literally hanging over with his health issues. And then we'll do 4 cards for the future here. 2, 3, and this last one's calling me. Okay. All right. And then, of course, I can take these 2 off the bottom. Oh, and I'm sorry, you guys. I forgot to tell you, this is called the Healing Tarot. Okay, 2 off the bottom. Knight of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So we've talked about the forces in motion. Whoops. Helps if I look through the viewfinder here. Yeah. And then here's our past here. Okay, so talked about those. Past is 5 of Wands. Just the negativity there has to do with so much negative competition to where he thinks he needs to be on top. And because it's reversed, I don't know, oh, I get it. He does the crash and burn thing like all psychopaths do, like all narcissistic people do. They can't, there's such a mismanagement of their power that they're in constant chaos. And then what happens is they're, it's like, I don't know if have any of you been around people like that where they get up and go, 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 and they have to finish something, and they won't take a break. Or they go like crazy. It could be like getting up in the morning, doing some Adderall, and then gets what he has to get done, and then he just has to take a nap or crash and burn. And then maybe gets up and does some more to get going on some other trip or to do a rally or whatever he does. And then later at night, he needs drugs to go to sleep. That's a pattern there. With the Page of Wands, well, I think this is our heart issue going on here. The flow through the heart, I think, is kind of pinched off. And maybe with his voice, too, the ability to... But then again, on another level, I'm getting... So it's like, what does he love? Oh, this is that, like, going after women who can seduce him. Maybe he has an STD that he's dealing with. That's possible. Yeah, wow. Okay, Eight of Wands, reversed. Again, with the energy, here's what it looks like straight up. This is somebody who exercises and moves around a lot. It came through reversed. So this is what's hanging over him, his lack of exercise. So I think he uses that golf cart a whole lot more than we think. And then the Empress reversed. In a health reading, this has to do with being dependent on certain things. Oh, you can only imagine. And feeling very insecure within. And when it comes to a man, it's the problem with reproduction, right? Which, who cares? We don't want any more of his on the planet. But major challenges. Major challenges. So that's hanging over him and has been for quite some time. Or presently hanging over him. This could be, again, we do have the Empress here twice, only this time it's reversed. So this could have to do financially, those financial problems that are affecting him that way too. And we also had, remember, that Ace of Wands reversed. That doesn't bode well for any type of life force flowing through. Okay, so his future, again, we have the Two of Swords, but it's straight up, so he's at a crossroads. Look at that. So we have words in this deck. It says International Monetary Fund. And on the sword it says austerity and wealth. So he's at a stalemate, not a crossroads. And it's our Moon and Libra card. He's at a stalemate and a crossroads with, finances. Yep. That's right, because, there's so many things coming down on him. Even the thing with Letitia James, you know how she went after Trump Org 1, and then now she's going after Trump Org 2. With Trump Org 2, they assigned what do they call, like a monitor or something like that to oversee all of his... so that all of his finances are actually disclosed. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords reversed here. When it comes to health, let's look at it upright. Yeah, it's like, okay, so upright, it looks like she doesn't want to see, and she's feeling stuck because she's stuck in the past with some relationship issue, and she doesn't want to see. And that could create health issues. But because it came through reversed, I think that might mean that he'll go to the doctor anytime. But it also could mean when this card comes through, just naturally, even without a health issue, it's my card for accidents. And again, something that's very fatal. It could be, a fatal fall. At the least, it's a whole lot of opposition. It's an awful card to get reversed, health or otherwise. with the Six of Wands, health-wise, again, this is just that thing where it's like it's so important for him to be seen. He's just such an energy whore. He's just an energy whore, and that's not going to change. But the Page of Swords here, who's got a knife under her dress, ready to get him? Wow. Wow. So maybe these two together have to do with his health future, is that maybe he'll be seen and recognized for that. Maybe this is the E. Jean Carroll case. Maybe she's going to get him, or some other people as well. I mean, look at everything that's come out about Harvey Weinstein, whatever, and that could happen to Trump too. Okay, so then here with the Knight of Cups, straight up, these are the cards that are at the bottom. Straight up, you can see the cocktail in the back, right? In reversal, that would give us that information there that, yeah, he does in fact drink. And, of course. And then Six of Pentacles, yeah, I don't think he's a generous person that would be, that would at all be, giving handouts, unless he, thinks he's going to get something back. But I feel like with these images here, because of the images, it's like he's putting himself in that place where, because he does say it all the time too, like, I'm the victim. He's calling himself a victim. He's playing the victim game to grift, in order to grift. So this is at the bottom, and he's going, this could even be people who drink and think, oh yeah, okay, I'll help him out. But then again, how do you get rid of, that's what I'd like to know, is how do you get rid of those those emails and texts and all the other ways that they drive you nuts. Even the Democrats, that's happened to me. It's like, how many times do I have to put stop? I mean, I donated once and I get 25 emails and 50 texts. They need to stop that. Okay, so I'm using Ciro Marchetti's End of the Century deck. And let's look at, and I know this is getting long, but there's so much for this week. It's going to be a lot longer. It won't be much more for here, though, for this. This is just looking at legal issues. Legal, well, actually, no, legal and relationship. The Kipper's a very relational deck. We have a lot of people cards. Oh, I just heard to do 15 cards. Okay. All right, so Trump's week. November 20th through the 26th. I wouldn't want to go to his house for Thanksgiving, would you? Maybe Eric. Dad! I'm coming, Dad! Oh, I think of, every time I think of Eric, I think of Stephen Colbert with his teeth. The gummy. Okay, Trump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, and I'll take the 2 off the bottom as well. Okay, so with adjudication we have investigations, cheating, false person, or getting the cheat, I suppose, child. I always get this card for him, despair, over his financial issues. This is my subpoena card. Or, no, actually, it's more like waiting and being stuck. My subpoena card is the other one. I know I'm going to have to move these up, I can tell. Journey, mature woman, thief. There he is. Here's Melania. She's getting out of Dodge. Her marriage sucks. There's my subpoena card, and there are documents. This feels to me like the Mar-a-Lago search and seizure. Okay, so our middle row here looks like there could be some small support that he's bonded with, and I don't know who this woman would be. And it doesn't have to be a person when it comes to the mature woman. This can just be the energy of somebody who is helpful in some way, some supportive way. Like it could be, and I know she's been very quiet, but it could be Jenny Thomas. Yeah, there's that possibility, because it does knight up here to somebody on the bench and up here to great fortune, which is one of those cards that's hard to mess up. But in this sense, I think it's all about, like an opportunistic situation, and that was her. But she's been a big distraction to him. I wish his card came over here in a different direction, and then everything would be sneaking up behind his back. But he's looking forward to somebody stealing from him, someone distracting him. And besides Jenny Thomas, this could be any other woman who's, like, let's say the Publix heiress, or let's say Rebecca Mercer from way back when. I think what this is telling me here is that they're going to blow him off, because that direction is gone, and they're looking somewhere else. If you read this whole row here, it looks to me like they're going in a different direction. And then we have, the adjudication card. I know it should be adjudication. I don't know why they named it this way, but maybe that's how it was in the old days. But this is a judge or anyone who's investigating. So this could be his tax fraud, case with Letitia James, because we have the cheating here. Both here, these cards do knight together too. So 2 over and 1 down. This card hanging above him, even though he's able to pull money in and grift and steal, he can't get out from under this, like, really, really dark night of the soul. It's not going away. This is like, the 9 of Swords, but it doesn't go away. And I get it for him you can look at the readings. It's like every week for months. So this is him in his natural state. She is knighting to Melania and to documents. Documents, phone calls, any type of correspondence, all communications. So he's in control of all communications. He can't say that he doesn't know what's going on, because he's in control of everything, and he has been as well. But anyway, for this week, we can expect him to, nothing new. You wouldn't need a reader or a psychic to tell you this, but we can expect him to negate himself from any responsibility. We can expect him to play the victim card. We can expect him to suck all the energy out of the room. This is my card for energy vampires. we can expect him to act like he doesn't have what he needs, and he's got to go to all these other people. This is him trying to get new support, but I don't feel like it. And he does tend to pray. Well, he prays on everyone, but especially older women. Yeah. So it doesn't, I don't have the imprisonment card. I don't see anything happening this week. At the bottom of the deck, so when any of the money cards come through and you have a negative card next to it, it takes away the money. So he's really having trouble with his inability to grift. I don't think the grifting is going to go well. So that's at the base of the deck. And Melania, she's not there anymore as she has to be, or she comes and goes a lot. Who'd want to hang out with him, especially if he yells at her all the time? But then again, if she's his handler, like remember Ivana was, it's very possible that she kind of has to stick by as close as, wow, that's a thought. Her card knights, so 1 over and 2 up. Knights to the false person. So of course, this would indicate that Melania is, his actual enemy. And she's hiding and lying and deceiving, and maybe he knows it, but there's not a thing he can do, because that's what happens when you're in bed with the mob. Remember, I'll never forget that, when they were in Helsinki, and Melania was looking at Putin, and then when Putin turned his back, her eyes got really big, like she was afraid of him, very afraid of him. And this is the deception in their marriage. So, but I think she's wanting to change, and I don't know how she's going to get away with it. She wants a job change. She wants to get out of Dodge. Wow. So, maybe after Putin crosses over, she can do that. I don't know who else she would be beholden to. But the cards are pretty much telling us the truth there. Yeah, it's like he thinks he's in control of all of these women, but he's not really, because they're sitting there just bored. They're waiting and they're hoping and wishing for something. But then again, the expectation card is my card for being surveilled. But it's him, I think, watching. But then he gets distracted. So he's watching, but Melania's being surveilled as well. Yeah. This is everything to do with Putin. Let's see, anything else? Nah, it just looks like, it looks to me like he's probably missing Ivanka. Even though her card didn't come through, I just intuitively am getting that he's missing Ivanka. He's being hard, and we've heard that in the news too, that he's being very hard on Melania. And it looks to me like she's doing her job, but she's not in it anymore, probably hasn't been in a long time. She just does what she has to do. Of course, she's working on building her own wealth. Let's see, what else? I missed talking about this right here. I feel complete over here, but this right here. So the child card can be something new or small. Can be a new, like a whole new, besides somebody being, pregnant, which I don't think that's happening. But maybe there's something from the past that comes through, because this is like runt-row. You know, this message of concern is something you don't want to get. It's something disappointing. It could sometimes be a major crisis, or it could just be a small little confrontation. It's also my card for psychological problems, as is this one. You know, this is our OCD card. And this one is even worse. Like these two are pretty bad in the deck. This one's the worst. This one, you know, this one you're just really, it's usually called gloomy thoughts or something. In this deck they call it concern, but it's usually feeling pretty helpless. So he's feeling helpless about his money issues and his ability to grift. Remember, the guy's filed bankruptcy. I don't even know how many times he's been fined. Anybody can go to FinCin, FINCIN, and look at the lawsuits and the fines that he's had to pay. And just think of like Trump University, Trump Steaks, Trump Wine, Trump, all this other Trump, a big fat, just nothing, right? You don't get it. And basically it's like, you know, everything he touches just turns to crap. So no wonder this is hanging over him. And he's waiting. It's like he's waiting for he's waiting for the day that something just, you know, they come in with the handcuffs. Like Theodore keeps seeing. He's in our community. He has always seen him in handcuffs. So yeah, he's waiting. He's expecting that to come in. And this is like that crisis of confidence is what I'm feeling here. Crisis of confidence that just won't let him think of anything else. But he's hiding it. But all of these cards up here are hanging down on him. And he doesn't have any control of this up here at all. He does have some control here, the grifting, and he'll go out on the rallies and he'll grift off the stupid older people that have been paying all kinds of stuff. You know, you've seen them on TV. They're just lame. And because, you know, they might have some money. I doubt the younger people do, but, and I don't, you know, I don't know if they are as susceptible, but anyway, yeah. I mean, he does have I think this is just his grifting. This is just his way this is about his grifting, but he is waiting for the shoe to drop, for something to come through, because he knows it's out there. Then again, he's losing his mind. So, yeah, right? I mean, we're talking dementia. Dementia. This is a mental crisis, mental problems, loss of everything with this one. Yeah. This is even, you know, just think Nine of Swords. This is even hangovers. This is nightmares, can't sleep at night, headaches all the time. It's also a card for like violence. So this is J6 hanging over him. And maybe there's proof that he paid some money to different people, or he figured out a way to get the money to them. And traveling money, you know, Ginny Thomas is definitely right here. And the emails, this Knights to Her card, the emails that she sent to, you know, to all these different people and told them to get the information out, do this, do this, do this. She was a major organizer. And this is her emails. Maybe he's got a way of trying to control that. But I don't, what he has control over is not much here. We don't have we don't have great fortune down here. This is hanging over him. It's a great fortune of a bunch of crap is what it looks like to me. Look at all these cards surrounding him. None of them are any good. He's waiting for an official document to come through. He's distracted and he can't think of anything else. And he's in crisis. And that's how there's a lot of all of that. Yeah. So, okay, well, I think I'll get this uploaded for you. Thank you for hanging in there. High five if you made it to the end. Okay, thanks, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.